I woke up early today and I noticed that there was a tabletop role-playing game stream last night that was focused on IPs, like movies, novels, what have you, and applying those to tabletop role-playing games. Over the decades that I have been in this hobby, I have noticed that many IPs fail. They really fail to produce what players want at the table. Like you see all the things in the book. Like it has all the weapons. It has everything you would think, should be there. But when people go to play the gaming session with that IP, that game, they don't feel it. What is happening? Why isn't that working for the players? Well, let me go back to the IP, the movie. Was it just about the weapons? Just about the place? Just about the this? Just about the that? Or is there a feel that IP gave to the person watching it? And that feeling, that experience, that atmosphere is really what the player at the table wants to experience. And just telling them there's the weapons from the movie or what have you in the game, that automatically doesn't just create the feeling. For example, when you watch any old Star Trek, right, what is your experience? You're hearing the noise of the door open all the time. The dialogue is very specific to the real setting, right? There's people around, there's computers everywhere. You're constantly reminded of the atmosphere, the place, throughout the story. Like it's the centerpiece. On top of the dialogue and the story going on between the characters, constantly the setting is there to be felt, to be heard. Noises, the way it looks, going down certain hallways, where and it all creates a feeling for the person watching it, and that feeling is going to bring them back. What's happening during a gaming session that's not, taking that all in? Well, is your game master, say running a Star Trek game, are they reminding you of the sound at the door? Are they reminding you of the way the place looks, how lit up it is, when you're walking into a room, all the computers, just a bit of a constant reminder, not long-winded, but really short, statements of reminding you where you are, what's going on, how people are dressed, right? Reminding you of the atmosphere. And constantly any noises or anything that atmosphere would apply just, in the background. Every so often the game master reminding you that these noises are happening, these things are happening. You hear people walking behind you. It's all about creating the atmosphere, and that creates the feeling, because that is what created the feeling for the person when they watched the show or the movie. Here's your real issue. A lot of game masters should be doing this with just say D&D or any normal tabletop role-playing game, reminding players of the place, of the sounds, of what's going on. Not long-winded descriptions or speeches, but just a constant reminder of the setting they're in, so they constantly feel that. So there is something about getting to know that world, getting used to that world, growing in that world, right? It's adapting yourself to the world. But if your game master isn't reminding you of the place, what makes it unique, the background, it's hard to adapt yourself, with a character to that setting. So a game master should already be doing that, and they should already be, in place, in a place mentally, to be able to bring that over to a game like, say, Star Trek, right? To take an IP like a movie and apply it and just give you that constant reminder of the atmosphere of the background, which is what people are experiencing when they watch that. And that part of the experience is, if that's missing, they feel like they're not really having the overall experience. They're not playing a Star Trek game in the way they want to play a Star Trek game, in the way they want to feel Star Trek. What happens if a game master doesn't do this? They just drop you in the game. You have the weapons from that movie, right? You have some of those elements there, but you're not being reminded of them. You're being, say, dropped into battle. And what's going on? You're getting shot at, something's going down. You don't really feel the IP, right? You just feel like you're in the heat of the moment type of thing, like you would be in a D&D game. You don't feel the overall situation. Because, again, just having the guns there, just having the armor, right? Just having a name of a place that is from an IP doesn't cover it, right? It doesn't cover any of it. What you really need to do is make sure they first feel like they're in that place, like they're in that world, like they're in that movie. And then once you got them there, then the guns, the armor, and everything else really means something. I'm not going to tell you how to apply an IP to a tabletop role-playing game. I'm going to tell you how to run it so your players are satisfied. And you don't have to do much, right? Go ahead and run it the way you planned. You're most likely not going to get that wrong. What you're getting wrong is most likely you're not reminding players of the atmosphere, of the place that they're in. You're not giving them some of the things that really triggered that experience for them when they watched the movie or watched the TV show. Those sounds, the looks, the way people dress, right? All that stuff goes into their mind and really, brings them back to the TV show, or makes them excited about the IP enough that they want to, play it in a game. So if something like that is doing that for them, well, what is doing it? Well, again, it's not going to be always the cool gun or the cool aspects that you think you can bring to the game. It's going to be the atmosphere, the sounds, everything else. And if you constantly apply that stuff throughout the game, like remind your players that their characters are hearing these noises, seeing people dressed this way, right? Like giving them little reminders throughout the game, not long-winded speeches, but just quick reminders about where they are and what's going on. That, gets them into the world, keeps them there, and gets them to the experience that they are looking for with that IP. Anyway, for now, take care. You know what you can do? You can hit the like button. You can share the video. Oh, and there's another button you can press. That one that lets you subscribe to my channel for more content. Oh yeah, there's that bell thing. You can press that so you know when I've uploaded a new video right away.